The Mystic Creature, written by Felipe Muñoz, read to you by Liza Pérez. I can tell you millions of experiences I have lived for more than a century. My life is a book of stories. Some of them are funny, some others are sad, and there are ones that are romantic and others that are creepy. However, out of all of them, I can tell you one that you might say never happened, but it did. Everything happened one night that I had finished working and I was walking back home. It was cold and the wind was blowing strong. There was nobody in the streets, and if it weren't for my dog, which always walked with me, I would have been terrified. We were walking for hours. Every place I went was more unfamiliar to me than the latter I passed. To be honest, I was a little scared. I had just realized that I was lost. I tried to go back, but it was useless. The places were all so different than those that I had just passed. I began to get desperate. I only thought of Maruja, my wife, and I hoped she would get worried and call the police. I don't remember how, but then I ended up in the middle of the desert. At least for me, it seemed like that. It was so chilly. I thought in that moment that I was going to die. I was exhausted, and my legs were trembling. However, I didn't give up. I forced myself to do everything to survive. I saw my dog, my loyal friend, still had energy. So I sucked my index finger and I raised it to feel where the wind was coming from. Somebody had taught me that technique, and I used it, supposing that the wind would come from the sea. So I began walking in the direction I felt the wind come from. An hour passed, and from north to south, and from west to east, all I could see was the desert. I was getting hungry, and my body was frozen, and so was my dog. All my efforts were in vain. Hopelessly, I began to do my praying and asking God for forgiveness. Then I lost all my energy, and I fell down. All I could do was to cover my dog with my body to protect it. I thought it was going to be the end of my life. Suddenly, a light appeared in front of me. It wasn't a car, nor was it a person. It was something strange, but I wasn't afraid of it. It had an angelical face, and he told me, "Don't worry." I almost lost my consciousness, but I could still observe well what was happening. It lifted me, and from my perspective, we were flying. I don't remember how, but he took me to the door of my house with my dog. Some people say that I was drunk. Some people say that it was Jastai, the dog that helps animal defenders in the desert. However, I truly believe that it was God who heard my prayers and came to help me. From that moment on, I have believed in God.